Bitcoin just took a very big hit in the market here, but is this the time to worry about the Bitcoin price, or is this just a very big opportunity that comes to our path? We will dive exactly in why the Bitcoin price dumped towards the $93,000, and I'm gonna exactly explain my next move in the markets and my trading setup, because this is a huge opportunity we get into the market. But before we dive into all that, please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something throughout the day ever in crypto. And of course, I would really appreciate you guys to subscribe over on my YouTube channel and like this daily update video if you love those updates. And let's dive right away into the content, because if we look at the 4-hour time frame of Bitcoin, we can see that we had a very slow weekend, and yesterday night Bitcoin took a very big hit towards the downside. But it is really important to know why Bitcoin has been dumping from off this point, because we dropped approximately 3% towards the downside, towards a very interesting level. If you look at the reason why Bitcoin dumped towards the downside was of this news. The UE prepares up to 100 billion in tariffs and market registics on the US companies to relation to the Greenland threats, and that is of course a really bad signal for the economy and for the markets. And that was the exact moment Bitcoin started to dump towards the downside after a small bump. But do we need to worry about this news about the Bitcoin price right now? Or is this just a shakeout of everything, and is the next major opportunity forming for Bitcoin? Let's dive right away in some very interesting charts, because I've been talking about this compression zone a lot here, and we have been breaking out, and I perfectly said if we drop towards the downside, we can open up a major position towards the upside. We have been seeing exactly what we want to see. So we were compressing towards the edge point. That means that Bitcoin was tend to break out towards either the upside or towards the downside, and the side we break out of, we can wait for a retest and trade the next move towards the upside. What we saw is that Bitcoin was pumping towards the upside, and I said this is really nice, but we need a little pullback before opening up a next position, and that is exactly what we are seeing right now. Of course, this dump was due to some very important news in the market, but that isn't bad. Price action always leads the market and not only news. And right now I'm seeing a perfect retest on this compression zone right here, and these are the exact entries that you want to be scaling in, because everyone was bullish on Bitcoin at the top right over here, and everyone was saying 100k is here to come, but not with a clear retest, and that retest we are seeing right now. So I am opening up a new position also right over on this triangle and this compression that has been breaking out, but most importantly, these price action. Pure price action is always the best in the market, and what we currently can see is I've been discussing this chart for over months here, and we have been predicting every single down move and every single upswing here. And right now I am gonna predict, and I'm trading the next move towards the upside for Bitcoin, because what we can see is that we were ranging for a while here, and we have been creating a mid-range as well. And I said if Bitcoin was tend to break towards the upside and gain this upside of the range, we can look for trades further towards the upside, because if you look at the pure trend, we are in a clear uptrend right now, and we expect a higher low next towards a new higher high, and that is a target of approximately $100,000. We have been seeing a breakout clear here. Then I said we have been opening up a really aggressive position here in the red box. I also said it was pure hedge. If Bitcoin was tend to move towards the upside from off this point, I want to be in a position and don't want to miss out, or we tend to get stopped out of this trade and we saw a move towards the downside. But if that happens, a next major trades unfold, and that is exactly what has been happening here over the past few days, because if you look at our position history, we took a Bitcoin long towards the upside of approximately $3,000 profit. with. And yesterday, pure transparent, we have been stopped out of our position of approximately $430 here. But a really interesting part in the market, always use proper risk management, because what you can see is we made over $2,500 in the last week, all called live in our YouTube videos. And right now I'm opening up a position from off this yellow box. We have been seeing a clear breakout here, so we tapped into a very interesting level of the market. We have been breaking out of this drop-off point, which is a really good signal and a signal of a change of character towards the upside. That means that Bitcoin is shifting the trend on the lower time frames at a really interesting point in the market. Right now, I only want to see a little drop towards the $92,770, and with that I'm opening up a major position on Bitcoin, targeting at least the drop-off points at the $95,000, but even higher towards the $100,000 if things stay very bullish. That is exactly what I'm opening and what I am planning to do in the market. Fully transparent here, I hope the Bitcoin price didn't have to retest right at this point, but drop a little bit further to scoop me in that position and then move further towards the upside. I am doing everything transparent and clear here, calling it before it happened, before we even are in positions. And if things happen, this could be a very bullish move. Right now, I'm not certain that this point is the point Bitcoin wants to turn on. I really hope we could see a little bit more downside here to scoop me in a position and not move from off this point to miss out of my position. And then the only thing I want you to do is, if you want to trade all those moves by yourself, please sign up on your favorite exchange through the link in the description, either WeX or Blowfin. If you want to trade over on Blowfin, choose the Blowfin link, and if you want to trade WeX, choose the WeX link in the description. We are crushing the market here, so the setups are very, very clear. The only thing which is very important is that you trade all those moves over your favorite exchange with the best liquidity and user interface here. So choose the one you want, and we have a really good collaboration in the future with good trading setups and very good exchanges. Also, if we look at some on-chain data, we can see that long-term holders are actually selling less Bitcoin with each cycle. And this is really important, because what we saw is we created a low here, a bear market low. We moved towards the upside, people were selling, which is pretty normal. If people are in big positions, big profits, they are selling. Right here we saw accumulation, and then we saw outflow right over here. But a really interesting part is, what we can see is that the selling actually is getting lesser and lesser. And that is not what is bearish in the market, because that means that people are not willing to sell their Bitcoin at these prices. They believe that the Bitcoin price will go higher in the future. And that is exactly what they are waiting for. And this is a really good signal. But at the end of the day, this means that Bitcoin will get scarcer and scarcer with the day, and that is exactly what we want to see for Bitcoin. This will cause for a major supply shock. If people are not willing to sell their Bitcoin, and if there are people that want to buy all the Bitcoin, we can literally never dump towards zero here. And that is exactly what this signal makes us so bullish. And this is just massive. And ending with that, I would really appreciate you guys to follow me over on X and subscribe over on my YouTube channel. And if you want to get updated about every single trade setup that is unfolding in the market and major trades I'm opening here, please make sure to join my free community with the first link in the description. It's completely free, and you will get updated about every single trade we are taking in the market. And I will see you tomorrow by a brand new Crypto Daily Update video.